I have to warn you, I'm a journalist by training, and now I associate myself with the Institute of Security and International Study. Have a very painful transformation from a journalist to semi-academic. But first of all, I'd like to welcome back Ambassador Manalo. She's feeling good, and right away I know she will contribute to the discussions. What I try to do is try to give you a patchwork of what I, as a journalist, witnessed in the life of ASEAN. It's 47 years. I spent my 30 years covering ASEAN, so this is why I look older than I am. And you age quickly. You look at my friend Findy is working for Aisha. He's very young, only 24. So we all suffer covering ASEAN. But what I try to do is give you to a broad brush of where we are, what we can do. ASEAN need a real check-up. We need to really, move the process in a different way. ASEAN is very top-down. We need to make sure that the bottom-up process is working. Yes, please.
Or you want to do that?
Okay. So ASEAN Way, I took these pictures from the so-called, all-in-one website, Google. Of course, this is very nice. It was made in Thailand. ASEAN Way into Tuk Tuk Way. It conveyed the feelings that ASEAN is something people-oriented, people-centered. Go by Tuk Tuk, just like Pope Francis. Use a small hatchback. It's good. It's nice. So I think that's what we need to do to create a general good feelings about ASEAN. Now, to understand ASEAN, you look at this metric. Can anyone figure out what does it mean? You have seen the movie already, 3 parts. In our tradition in ASEAN, number matters. Okay, whether it's 10, 12, 27, ARF, 32 signatory of TAG, number matters. It matters a lot in Thailand, in Myanmar, because it's the lottery that will make you rich. But right away you must know. But if you don't know, that is fine. What is 503, the green one? Come on, we are all ASEAN watcher. You are all the policy maker. You're going to improve human rights. Women and children, you have to know this figure. But if you don't know, that's fine too. 503 is the number of day countdown for ASEAN community. You remember when Peking has the Olympic, they count down every day for the past 2 years, so before the countdown. So we need to do the countdown. 503 before we become ASEAN community. That's just the number. And how about 667? In Thailand, if I say 667, people will buy the lottery right away. They will know it, especially come from me. Because now journalists in Thailand are very good at giving numbers. For example, the car plaque, number of the prime minister, people buy it, and it came out in the lottery. 667. Come on, everybody knows. You are the members of prestigious, human rights actions. 667 is the number of action plan that all ASEAN members need to do. Of course, and you have 503 days to implement it. Well, you need superpower. You need to be Superman, Batman, X-Men, trying to implement some of this. 667. I don't want to go into detail. It's going to be very painful. And Ambassador Manalo know it all, on the human rights. Now, the word 90 is red. 90, maybe you don't know, it's just a numerative number. But in ASEAN, it's the number that we give ourselves, saying that job well done. At least if you put all the 3 legs, the 3 pillars together, That's where we are, 90%. But don't tell anyone, because it's not really 90%. We feel good about 90. That's the number we figured it out, especially on the third leg on social and cultural. Yeah, the midterm review, 90. You know, after several reviews, we said 90 is a good one. You know, so we can talk about the detail. Now, this statement is incredible. I'd like to ask you, who made this statement? It's from ASEAN. Such a visionary statement. Somebody must know this.
Yeah.
The true and ultimate measure of ASEAN community success is how well and to what extent the community has brought meaningful to positive change to its 6 million constituents. Now it's 635. Our population is growing fast.
Who said it?
Who said it? Any volunteer? Yes?
Not anyone in the ASEAN structure, some critic outside of the UN.
Ah, very good guessing. You'll be surprised. The person who said this is Patla. Patla, my favorite prime minister, even though I'm from Thailand, I like him. He's such a nice, he gives Malaysian political system human face, you know. And he was the one who started. This is what we are here. He started the so-called people-oriented approach. We need some input from the People's Forum. So it's 2005. It was Patla who started the People Forum. I was there. I witnessed it. I really like him, even though Malaysians will have a different view. But he's really the one. So that's what ASEAN was aimed for. And this is the latest, it's just a few days ago. Read the last part of the sentences. My God, ASEAN is becoming a silo for grains or something? No. ASEAN is in deep trouble because we're going to become an ASEAN community. And we have Ngan Lin, he's a deputy secretary. He said that ASEAN needs to synergize. We have 3 legs. We have to synergize, become one whole body called ASEAN's unity, especially the cost cutting. The issue that we talk about is really cost cutting, especially you're talking about protection of human rights, because it's covered the whole gamut of ASEAN's political, social, and cultural spheres. This is what ASEAN wants by the end of next year, by the end of this century. This is encompassed, one size fits all. It sounds like Uniqlo to me, but it's not. It's this ASEAN we want. This is from the Declaration of ASEAN Community Beyond 2015. Maybe you don't know, but this is what it is. ASEAN now is actually looking beyond 2015. And in Brunei and also in Myanmar, in Naypyidaw, just last week, they re-emphasized this couple of key points. And we can talk about this: political cohesive, economic integrated, socially responsible, people-oriented, people-centered. These 2 last, people-centered, people-oriented, has been used all along, but in practice, no action. And I think Malaysia will make the difference because Prime Minister Najib has already said that he's combating. The slogan of next year meeting will be People-Centered ASEAN, which is very good. And I think our Malaysian friend will have more to say. And of course, rule-based. This is very important. Before 2008, ASEAN is not rule-based at all. Anybody can break the rules. There's no rule. It's all voluntary. You can break any rule. Nobody kick you out. You know, nobody punish you. You know, ASEAN is a great organization. You pay 1.5 million membership fee. We protect you. Our Myanmar friends will know since 1997, for 16, 17 years, ASEAN give Myanmar a very good protection, interest free. You know, just pay 1.4 million. Everybody paid the same, one vote, one rate. Not like the EU. Okay, so that ASEAN we want. And you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 objectives. Whether we can connect it to dot or not, I think we need to find out. And this is from the contest. My ASEAN nationalities, that's the aim. Is it possible? Is there such thing? Interesting, it's not mine, it's from ASEAN website. Now, vis-a-vis what ASEAN wants, this is the world we want. Maybe we don't know because we live in this part of the world, but this is what essentially UN is working towards the sustainable development. I just put this out just to compare, the global visions and the ASEAN vision. In the end, ASEAN has to become what we call global ASEAN. We are aiming for global ASEAN, okay? Because if we are not aiming at global ASEAN, ASEAN is useless because we will not be competitive. And to be competitive, you have to be rule-based. You cannot do whatever you like, like ASEAN ways, a little bit, I think we need to improve. Now, I put this in because this is the challenge that we have not done. I mean, the AEC, the political security culture, for the first time last week, ASEAN proudly declared that our assessment of 147th action plan under political security, we have accomplished 124. That is 87. Okay, it takes them a long time to come up with this assessment because political security is very sensitive. When ASEAN assess, they don't want to tell anyone, so it's been kept secret. But it was revealed in Naypyidaw last week. Said that we accomplished about 84%. I will explain why if we have time. Okay, so for everything, AEC, we give ourselves 89.25, pretty good. And next year, I can tell you, Malaysia, we said we accomplished 95 of action plan. The rest we won't tell you because we will still control our services, financials, trade facilitations behind the wall, behind the borders measures, that kind of thing. And so this is where we are. We are at 90%. But you have to remember, ASEAN community is a process, it's evolutionary, it's moving slowly, steadily. So after 2015, our process will continue. We still have to add on country like CLMV, CLM not we, because Vietnam has graduated. Vietnam is not very happy if you include Vietnam into CLMV because Vietnam is now really big driver in ASEAN, since 2010. Think of South China Sea. Without Vietnam, South China Sea would not be in the newspaper or CNN headlines. Thanks to Vietnam. Cảm ơn nhiều lắm. Just thank you very much. Now, the beauty of ASEAN, when you look at it, we can talk about how we can promote ourselves, protection and all that. The beauty of ASEAN is that it has its own limit. And ASEAN has no enemy. That is why it has bargaining power. People love ASEAN for that. So they come, spend 2 days traveling from United States to attend ASEAN Summit EAS. That's what Obama will do this year also in Naypyidaw. So this is how ASEAN is. People look at ASEAN and look down ASEAN is a top shop, no meaning. Let's imagine the region without ASEAN. ASEAN is a great organization. Wow, they talk a lot, they eat durian too. And they sing karaoke, they love to play golf. I keep telling people said that why ASEAN meeting always conduct on Monday. Because you have to whole weekend playing golf and have massage in Bangkok, Thailand. but please don't quote me on this. Because people who get mad and move to location outside Phuket to somewhere else, to Bangkok. It's dreadful if you have meeting in Bangkok. It's either Pattaya or Phuket. Pattaya is better because 18 hole much smoother. So as you can see, the whole gamut of ASEAN, because of its limitations, and I refer to to you, you know, ASEAN is considered one of the most successful organizations. We don't fight. We quarrel a lot, you know, Thai, Cambodia, but in the end, we sit down. And ASEAN also maintained peace since its inception in 1967. ASEAN has diffused many conflicts without resort to their own conflict mechanism. This is bad. I wrote this down because ASEAN has its own mechanism, but it hasn't been used because conflicting party or member country thinks that they might not get full 100% justice. So they seek, as yesterday some of the speaker mentions, International Court of Justice in Hague, Thailand, Cambodia, you have Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia and Malaysia. And I think in the future, maybe after I die, ASEAN will have its own mechanism that settle this conflict, and that is the aim. And I think for ASEAN to become global, it needs to have dispute settlement that is effective with its own organization. ASEAN is on a long learning curve on this, but we are working on it because now we have set up IPA, ASEAN Institute of Peace and Reconciliation. We start up just like Aisha. You know, people laugh at us for 13 years. We talk about human rights without any human rights bodies. Now we are moving ahead slowly but surely. Okay, that's ASEAN success and. No. Okay. Now to move ahead, ASEAN needs a new paradigm. This is the time to do it, you know, because everybody talking about ASEAN is a dynamic region. We help the world economy. Vietnam economy growing very fast. Laos becoming young tigers, and followed by Cambodia, you know. So this is what we need. Community building beyond 2015 needs speedy ratifications and more efficient implementation ASEAN agreement. Because ASEAN has a problem, because compliance is very weak. We agree, we talk, but when it comes to action, we're pretty sluggish. So I think we need to do that, and we need a new paradigm to make sure that all agreement, if ASEAN implement fully, I mean fully means 70%, you know, ASEAN will be a world-class organization. Forget about EU. You know, EU then cannot compare to ASEAN. ASEAN has a anthem. You know, we have ASEAN song. EU does not have ASEAN song. EU speaks 27 languages. Forget about it. You know, we speak English, and we don't pay like $100 billion a year for translation. ASEAN needs no translation. So you know, ASEAN is a lot better. So don't compare to EU. No sanction, no accountability for ignoring ASEAN principle. And this is the what do you call ASEAN athletes here. When ASEAN want to punish, you know, in Thailand, if you watch sitcom, you know, they slap you like this, you know, 1, 2. But in ASEAN, if they want to slap you, it's like, oh, don't do it, you know, don't do that, please, you know. We are ASEAN, you know. Look at the way we punish Malaysia for auto parts, you know. Don't do it again, you know, please don't do it. I love this, you know, so no ASEANs get mad after this kind of punishment. But it's getting severe, okay, because ASEAN is getting serious. So compliance, culture of compliance is important. And ASEAN need leaders, because now collective responsibility. Thailand is one of the good examples, you know. My goodness, ASEAN leader for the first time issued 2 statements about situation in Thailand, as if they didn't know that the Thailand has been destabilized for the past 10 years. I was so surprised, but it's great to show that ASEAN in the end, hey, listen, the Thai, you better keep your house in order. Its impact on ASEAN community. It's a good feeling that somebody cares for us, but it did not change a thing. Finally, ASEAN needs to engage civil society. You know, ASEAN talk a lot about engaging society. 2005 is a big disappointment. I think Patla knew we want some input from the grassroots, from the bottom up. But the bottom up is very difficult because ASEAN leaders are very heavy. You know, so you go to country like Malaysia, start out very well, give a lot of time. Philippines, great, you know. And then Myanmar broke all record with 3,000 NGO. You know, you can do whatever you like. You know, discuss, but please don't touch on Rohingya. But this is fine. You know, as a chair, you can say. But in the end, I think Myanmar will have to confident to discuss Rohingya. But at the moment, they need some time to ponder this kind of serious issue. Thailand, in the year 2005, Thaksin said, if you talk about the South, I will boycott your meeting. It's the same. You know, it depends on the confidence that the leader has on ASEAN. In the year 2000, Indonesia leader said, hey, listen, we got problem in East Timor. Please help us. Help us, you know, send some peacekeeper, and Thailand respond individually, not on behalf of ASEAN. Sooner or later, ASEAN will do all of them on behalf of ASEAN, fly the ASEAN flag. And that's what we need. And Indonesia was the first country to watch the dirty kneeling, and it's a long one, for the public to see. We have problem in Aceh, please help us. It's great. So if ASEAN act unilaterally, voluntarily, it's beauty, because you can never violate the non-interference principle. And I think that's the beauty. Indonesia lead the way, you know. And you have to admit, you know, the past 17 years, Indonesia is the driving force, move ahead, you know, with ASEAN Charter, security, cooperation. Without Indonesia, I mean, ASEAN will not come this far. I mean, you have to give credit to Indonesia, even though the idea of having ASEAN in 1967 is to make sure that Indonesia did not bully us. But Indonesia is now contained because it's a democracy, yeah? Right? You would admit. So, the problem with us, when you talk about, is the media. Media is not in the front. EU integration, media has become, this is my last one. I'm from the media. I'm the only madman who write about ASEAN. And I make career out of it, you know. Well, it has not been bad, but it could have been better. I even served as a special assistant to Dr. Ajit Singh. I drafted his speech on human rights, and he changed 9 times. You know, the speech, and I knew my time is up. So after 3 months, I quit, but I broke the contract. So it took me another year to really settle down into my journalism. That was in 1995. ASEAN started about human rights. You know, that was the year Myanmar was admitted. I still remember the day Myanmar come to ASEAN Secretariat, said, we want to accede to Treaty of Amity. Please, can you prepare a letter for us? So we draft the letter for our Myanmar delegate so that they can send us back the official application. You know, that's the beauty. We help Myanmar. So media has to play part, because without media, ASEAN community will never become reality. And up until today, nobody knows ASEAN still does not have communication strategy. Brunei thought that they can come out with a common strategy. They talk a lot, but they cannot. They pay 80,000 for midterm review of the social cultural, you know, thanks to them. But on the media strategy, we don't have. And we need media strategy. Media actually is the main obstacle for integration of ASEAN, because they have no common knowledge of ASEAN. And they're very, very parochial, particularly journalists from Filipino. I can say this because I knew most of them, you know. They seldom write about ASEAN, you know. That's the way Filipinos say ASEAN, you know. So it sounds like a strange organization. But journalists in ASEAN need to write so that they create a kind of a sense of belonging. We don't have that. EU journalists has that, but we don't have that. When journalists from ASEAN write, you write only bilateral. What do we get from the summit? Myanmar, what do Myanmar get as a share from US, from Kerry, from, you know? So they don't write ASEAN as an entity, common belonging. What, you know, when Myanmar is a share, what Myanmar has contributed to the well-being, to the bargaining power of ASEAN as a whole. You know, that sort of thing. People only focus on bilateral, and even worse, you know, some of the non-interference principle apply to journalists also from certain country, because we don't want to write about you. even though your problem affect me. You look at the problem like avian flu, like haze problem. Now, problems from one country affect others, transnational issues and all that. So journalists need to be trained and, of course, need to be well versed with the issue of ASEAN. So think ASEAN, think global, and thank you. But then again, think again. And this is the world we live in. So you can either see ASEAN half filled or half full. I am stuck. I'm in the middle. Thank you.